Down coronavirus numbers every night in one form or another on the news, but they're not random statistics. That's our neighbors we're talking about, and we're losing some of them to this virus.
Yeah, our Laura Laughead met a family from Wellman who lost both their mother and their father just days apart from complications of the coronavirus. And Laura, their love story is an incredible one.
Lauren and Brian, Homer and Joe Jones were beloved parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents, and a true West Texas couple. They grew up on neighboring farms in Slayton, moved to the tiny town of Wellman, and then settled here in Lubbock a few years ago. Homer was a war hero who survived imprisonment by the Germans, as well as a beloved teacher and minister, still preaching up until he was 95. Joe took care of him all those years and helped him raise their 5 children. And for 74 years, they were never apart. And not even COVID-19 could change that.
They were just as much in love. They were in love until the very end.
It's a love story spanning 7 decades.
And when he got back from the service, one of his buddies asked him, said, "I have a date tonight and she has a friend, and would you like to go on a double date?" And they flipped a coin to see which one got which girl. And my dad got my mom.
Homer and Joe Jones were married since 1946, and together they had 5 kids, 8 grandkids, and 8 great-grandkids. They grew up next door to each other, and they did everything together in life. So when Joe got COVID-19 in October, they knew it was a matter of time before Homer got it too.
My heart just kind of sank. It's just kind of it's a surreal feeling.
Joe went to the hospital first, then Homer. After 2 days of fighting, he passed away, separating the couple for the first time in 74 years. Though Joe was getting better, 3 days later, she passed away. He was 97 and she was 95.
I think part of the reason she died is because she wanted to die. She did not want to live here without Daddy.
She said, "Daddy, when's Daddy coming home? When's Daddy going to be here? Mama, Daddy's not coming back." So they're together. They're walking that street of gold hand in hand, and they were always hand in hand.
On top of their grief, their kids couldn't give their parents the service they deserved. But to their surprise, their community had something in mind to say goodbye while social distancing. Dozens lining the roads, waving flags and saluting as the procession passed. A farewell to the fallen World War II veteran who escaped a German POW camp, and the woman who always stood by him.
That was more emotional, really, than the burial service, knowing that people were honoring Daddy, honoring the flag.
They began life together, and now they rest together, buried side by side.
They were there for every celebration. They knew all the warts, and they loved us all unconditionally. And they will leave a legacy that will last a lifetime.
Homer and Joe are buried next to each other in the Terry County Cemetery. While the family couldn't have a funeral due to virus concerns, they hope to have a large celebration of life around next Memorial Day if it's safe. Joe would have turned 96 next month.